Hello everyone! Today we're going to learn how to draw a realistic eye using graphite pencils. Let's start with the basic shape. The eye is almost like an almond, so lightly sketch the outline and make sure to get the proportions right. Here I'm using a charcoal eraser to make the lines a little lighter. Now I'm drawing the pupil freehand. Try to keep the circle as even as possible. Now I'm going over the eye shape again, making the lines cleaner, softer and more defined. The first sketch was just a rough guide, so now I'm refining the shape and correcting any uneven lines. If you find it difficult to draw a clean circle, you can use a circle template or a tracing tool to help you. Now I'm using my HB pencil to lightly shade the center of the eye. I'm keeping the shading soft and building it up gradually, and blending the graphite with a soft makeup brush. Next, I'm using a 2B pencil to darken the outline of the pupil and add more depth around the center of the eye. Now I'm using a 6B pencil to darken the center of the pupil. If you have an 8B pencil, it's even better, but for this tutorial I'm using a 6B. Now I'm adding the lines inside the iris, using both HB and 2B pencils. The pencil you use depends on your reference and how dark you want the lines to be. Now I'm using a 6B pencil to darken the upper part of the iris. Once I'm done with the lines, I'm using a cotton swab to gently blend everything together and create a smoother look. Just be careful not to overdo it or the lines will disappear. I'm moving on to the waterline of the eye and I'm drawing it very carefully. Then I'm lightly shading inside the eye because the white part isn't actually pure white. It usually has a slight gray tone, especially toward the upper part of the eye. This is where the eyelashes cast a soft shadow over the eye, making the upper area a little darker. Now I'm moving on to the eyelid. I always start with a lighter pencil like HB and gradually move to darker pencils where needed. Working in layers helps create softer, smoother shadows instead of making them look too dark or messy. Now I'm moving on to my favorite part, the highlights, where everything starts to come together. I'm using an electric eraser, but a regular one works just as well. I personally like using this one because it makes adding small highlights easier. Since the light source is coming from the front, I'm placing the highlights accordingly. Now to the eyelashes. I won't show the whole process because I'm planning a separate tutorial just for lashes. Remember, eyelashes aren't straight, they curve outward from the lash line. I'm using 2B pencil for darker lashes. I prefer 2B for this tutorial because softer pencils like 4B or 6B can make the lashes too thick because they are like softer, while 2B gives me more control for a realistic look. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. If you try drawing this eye, don't forget to tag me. I'd love to see your results. See you in the next video.